sit down. We're almost to school. It's time now for the school report. Today we welcome Cory Kulig to the studio, the superintendent of the Eleva-Strum School District, brought to you by Poppy Bus Service. The school report starts right now.
It is Friday, time for school, everybody. I'm joined by Cory Kulig for our school report. Good morning, Cory. How you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've had a busy morning already. Didn't even make it to your desk this morning.
Didn't even make it to my desk this morning. It's a busy day, last day of school.
Yep. Yeah, so I suppose everything's winding down. We kind of talked about that. It's a little quieter in the halls without the seniors, and let's just talk a little bit about graduation. What else you got on your plate?
We had graduation last Friday, so we actually switched graduation. We typically have done it on Saturdays, so we tried it on Friday night this year and had great attendance, and I think we'll reevaluate and see. I think that's, always on a holiday weekend with Memorial Day, it's always tough to try to meet the needs of all parents and family members.
Yep, yeah, and it kind of gives the kids some time if they do it on Friday. If they want to do the party the day after, it gives them that whole Saturday to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So what else is going? I know you had some softball last night. That didn't go as we wish it would have gone, but everyone's played really hard and done great there. So that's winding down for the season. I mean, it seems like a lot of things we're going into summertime now.
We're going into summer. Spring sports they've all had successful seasons, and sometimes it's not your night and you move on. We have track sectionals tonight. Our baseball team is still alive, so we're excited about that, and we've got a bunch of athletes going down to Bangor today, and it's going to be warm. It's going to be one of those things where you hope it's their best. You can put your PR up there and punch your ticket to state. Yeah.
Well, we wish them the best of luck down in Bangor. So, everything winding down. You guys you're getting ready for summertime. So for the teachers and people like you, there's still a lot of preparation for next year and through the summer. So what are you guys doing to prepare for next year?
Well, as soon as the calendar hits January, it's always, you're in a current year and you're always thinking about next year. What are your initiatives and things like that? What are the things that you need to plan? Because that is really the time. I mean, when the school year is in session, it's a service-oriented industry, education is. So your days are filled working with students. You don't have that planning time. So it's always difficult. We've got, so we've been talking about, we've got a lot of projects underway. We're getting a parking lots redone. We're next Tuesday we'll have our solar. We have a solar display out in front of our school that will get tied into our school, so we'll start to see some energy savings there. Just general maintenance. No big projects, but they're things that will be inconvenient.
Yeah. So do all that as summer flies through. And what else you got going on over there in Eleva-Strum?
Well, we're working a lot with Whitehall School District and some of our personalized learning things. So we're really trying to personalize the educational journey for kids and make it more relevant and really work on the skills that kids need in today's world, that adaptability, the flexibility, to be able to problem solve, to critically think through problems. And that's what employers are telling us they want and they need. And, as an employer, of course, you want people that are flexible. You want people that can adapt and work without direction. So we're doing some pilot things this year. And this summer we'll have teachers that will attend trainings, and we're just trying to take that next step to become more relevant in today's world, because it's everything is changing so rapidly that to stay stagnant and not move with that change, eventually you find yourself too far to catch up. So we're trying to stay innovative in our approach. Yeah, and talking with everyone's kind of implementing things in different ways, and a lot of talk about AI and implementing that in schools. What are you guys are doing there? Well, I mean, AI is just the tool. I mean, for the first time in education, we've talked about personalized that learning approach and providing interventions for kids and giving kids exactly what they want when they need it. Well, that's always been labor intensive. You needed more people to do that. Now we've got an avenue to do that for kids so they can learn things in a shorter amount of time so that they can spend more time doing things, whether it's in the shop or, working on projects, project-based learning, community-based projects, things like that. So, AI is kind of the driver behind that. It makes things adaptable for kids. It gives kids, the opportunity to, to go through things at their own pace. And the teacher it frees up the teacher to provide those interventions with kids and get them up to speed as well.
Yep. Yeah, because some kids are really good at learning on their own and using that tool to help excel. And, some of the kids might need extra help. So you have that, like, people are worried that they're just going to sit kids in front of a computer all day long. There's going to be no teacher, but that's not what's happening.
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, it's going to be more hands-on because you'll have more time. Because, you think about a classroom. I always use this analogy. You have 20 kids in a classroom. Well, every one of those 20 kids is at a different level in their abilities. You have some that are, on the lower levels that need more intensive support. So you have kids that are on the high end. And my thing is always providing kids what they can handle in the moment and not holding them hostage to time. Time is always the thing that we complain we don't have enough of, in the world. And this opportunity to free up some of that time and to get them exactly what they need in the moment based on their skill level. And kids, we've seen kids, you probably went to school, maybe you were one of those kids that sat in the classroom and it came easy to you and you just want to keep moving, keep going. And you're always at the direction of the teacher, how fast the whole class, when you have to move the ship, so to speak, at the same pace to keep everybody in line. Well, this individualizes that, personalizes it so that kids can keep going. So if I'm a 98th percentile math student and the stuff is easy to me, I can go through the stuff. I'm not sitting there, disengaged in the classroom and then, tuning out and things like that. So pushing kids to their abilities, freeing up that additional time to follow some of their passions.
Yeah, and like when I was in school, I remember you'd go and you take your tests and you'd sit there and there were some of those kids, it was like you'd seem to get 5 minutes and they're already done. They're sitting there and kind of twiddling their thumbs waiting, and then there were some it took longer and you could tell those kids were a little frustrated and anxious, where this kind of evens that playing field for them. Right.
Yeah, and that's the world. I mean, if your employer, when you get hired, they want you to do things effectively, efficiently, right? Because time is money. And, to learn those concepts, to learn those skills in school so that you're able to take that and adapt it to the workforce is extremely important.
Yep, exactly. And you guys got Broiler Fest going on in Eleva this weekend too. So are any kids involved in things there? I know they have the coronation. Is that tonight?
I believe it was last night.
Oh, last night. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a full weekend of activities.
Fun, yeah.
One of the things we always take into consideration when we do our school calendars, we need to be out by Broiler Fest. Because
you do.
It's just kids, they run around all weekend and they have fun and they enjoy it. And it's, so we have a half day today. We wrap up, do all of our checkout things. And then kids, it's really the official kickoff of summer. And by 5 o'clock, when the rides start going around, you'll see kids out there. And the weather looks to be beautiful. Yeah. A lot of kids in kiddie parades and regular parades and chicken chase 5K run, just a whole host of things for kids to really enjoy.
Yeah, well, and that's great that you guys are doing that. So the kids can just get out, enjoy their summer. It kicks off today for them. Is there anything else you want to cover before we get going today?
It's just one of those things where we always try to stay ahead of the curve. And education is changing so rapidly right now. And I think for us to go through this with intention and to look at the various aspects that we need to cover is important. So I think we got a lot of good things going, and I'm excited about the direction we're headed.
Yep. Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being here today. We will see you back, or will we see you in a few weeks? You guys come back? I can't even remember. I'm off for surgery in next week, so we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep, thanks, Cory. We will see you next time.